Greetings, students. This is Mr. Irvin Howard for EDUC 203 or for EDUC 203 D1 course. Thank you again for listening to the videos. This next video represents the companion video for Module 4, STEM's connection with subject content. And I want you to think about how you're going to create your web quest, which is your next project. And also with your web quest, you will create a rubric. And also I will guide you into that in Module 5 when you finish Module 5. Now, the STEM connection with the subject area is very important because now this is the direction where K through 6 or K through 12 school systems are slowly trying to emphasize more connections with other subject areas such as geography, earth science, physical science with your Common Core subjects. And I'll talk about the Common Core subjects in a few minutes. Now, the whole point with the STEM connections with subject content, I want you to create your web quest to try to blend various subjects such as language arts, art and visual education, mathematics, physical science, social studies, in this case with some form of geography and earth system science representing climate or weather science. Okay, and this short narrative that you see on the first slide kind of gives you an idea of how I want you to form a connection with your web quest. And I'm going to show you some examples of a website that I've located, and I'll post this in the Module 4. And you can see examples of students using the web quest and making these connections. All right. Now, as you think about samples of how you're going to make your connections, all right, the connections is very important. And also I will provide links, and there's links to the Carbon Mapper, Picture Post, and New Hampshire Carbon Cycles to help you generate some ideas in forming your STEM connections. Okay, again, example, how can I use language arts and maybe some form of weather to create a lesson? How can I create a lesson that combines math and understanding temperatures? How can I create a social studies lesson that involves weather patterns? All right, and I'm going to give you the link, and just to give you some ideas of how my other students have created the connections to STEMs. Now, in the next slide, this is a sample of what you're going to include in your posting. All right, let me pull up the posting because this posting is located in Module 4. And when I click on this, if you can look in Module 4, it's going to be available soon. In Module 4, there's a discussion forum called Creating Your Lesson Discussion Board Forum. So this gives you an idea of how you're going to make your connections. So when you draw up your plan, you're going to follow these 5 steps or the 5 requirements. That's just part of it. The title of your learning concept, or it's gonna evolve into a lesson, but the learning concept represents your idea. Okay, what is a good title for your idea? The subject of the learning concept with one STEM connection. All right, if you identify a subject, identify a STEM connection. And I'll give you an example. State the purpose of your learning concept. All right. Why do you want to do it? All right. And this is part of your TPACK. I was hoping you remember your TPACK connections, technology planning model, or technology, your TIP model, which is your technology integration plan. Your TPACK is your knowledge skills, technology, pedagogical knowledge, and your content knowledge. And all of this is incorporated based upon how you're making your web quest. Give a description of your learning content. Just describe what, maybe one or two words, what your learning concept is all about. And you're going to involve this some more by adding more information as you build your web quest. And then identify the audience. Who are the learners? So I want you to identify the audience as your second graders or your third graders or your kindergarten students. All right, that's your audience. That's who you will teach the lesson to. So if you click on creating the discussion board forum, just a few seconds, you're going to scroll down and then you're going to click on create thread, and then type in the subject of your thread. Type in the subject. You can type in the title of your lesson or the title of the concept in this subject box, okay? And then fill out all the information here. If you want to copy all of this, right? Copy this. And then right click, paste it, and hit allow access. You can go ahead and just fill in the information, or you can copy this and put it into Word, type out your information, and then paste everything into your subject area or your subject text box. Once you have all this information in here, scroll down, and then you should see in the right hand corner the submit button, and submit it, and then you will have your posting. And what I'll do, I'll look at your posting and then give you some guidelines, and then you'll go on to the next step, which is to go and create your learning objectives. As you create your learning objectives, you're going to go back to the posting and add more information. All right. Okay. Now, here is an example. Okay. Here. All right. Here we go. Here is an example of my posting. This is your initial posting, okay? All right, the title of your learning concept, all right? This is the title of my learning concept, Triangle Nations, all right? Triangle, all right? So you kind of get the emphasis of what I'm trying to do. The whole emphasis, they're going to create triangles based upon 3 countries in a Eastern country, Mid-Eastern country, Middle East, European countries, all right? So they're going to draw 3 triangles because it represents 3 angles to a triangle, all right? They're going to try to draw triangles. Excuse me. The subject area of the concept, of the learning concept, it's geometry and geography. So my subject area is geometry, mathematics, and then geography is my STEM connection. All right. Now, state the purpose of the learning concept. The purpose of this lesson is to demonstrate to students how to create triangles from geographical areas on a map based upon proximal locations. I use the Carbon Mapper, or you can use Google Earth. All right, you can use Google Earth in place of the Carbon Mapper if you want to, just to give you some ideas. And then number 3, with the purpose of the learning concept, this is my idea. What do you want the students to learn, and what is the reason you have to create your learning concept? What you're trying to do? What is the skill you want to teach the students? So in my case, I want the students to create triangles from geographical areas based upon locations on the map. Number 4, give a description of the learning concept. Students will use the Google Earth application or the Carbon Mapper with the GeoGebra software application tool to connect geometric line segments to 3 cities, districts of overseas countries to form various triangles. This is just a small description of what the students will be doing. I'm using another software tool, GeoGebra software. I downloaded. It's a free software to help the students create the geometric line segments. And then number 5, identify the audience, 2nd grade students or 2nd grade. That's my audience, 2nd grade. Or you can say second grade students. I'll go ahead and say second grade students. All right. Okay, hit the save button. Okay, now, I type everything in my PowerPoint, but if you want to, you can type in a PowerPoint, copy and paste, and just have it ready. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is go back to Blackboard and click on my Triangle Nations. All right. I'm going to click on Edit. So everybody has a ability to edit. All right. So when I hit Edit, I'm going to scroll down. This is my edit screen. All right. What I'm going to do is click here and hit Enter, and then type in learning objectives. All right. And LO1, all right, because what I'm doing is I'm going to set it up for the next phase, so that after you make your posting, you're going to read the other instructions in the videos and learn how to create your learning objectives. All right. Okay, and then I'm going to hit submit and have it, just have it ready, so that when I start my learning objectives, this is where I'm going to come back and to edit my thread under my posting and just add information as I go on. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my PowerPoint slide, and then I have some other information. Now, let me explain this. Now, if you understand the Common Core State Standard and Essential Standards, now under North Carolina Public School instruction, North Carolina Standard Course of Study has been replaced by the Common State Standards and Essential Standards. Okay. Now, this is nationwide, and North Carolina is adapting to some of the guidelines and regulations. Now, of course, all the states in the United States, they're recognizing the Common Core State Standards. Now, the Common Core State Standard focus on math and English subjects. Okay, mathematics and English subjects such as algebra, geometry, pre-calculus, and calculus for your math courses, and English, World Lit, American Lit, grammar, and all of the grammar and style courses in your K through 12 schools. The essential standards focus on non-mathematics and English subjects. So these are the other subjects which you probably would think of as, for example, your supplementary courses. For example, science. Science, you have to have math and English skills, because in science you have to know how to read, and then you have to understand the letters, the numbers, the periodic table, formulas, and things like that. So these are your supplementary courses that combine necessary language arts skills and math skills, all right? Like your physical science, physical education, health, and also home ec and chemistry, all right? These are considered essential standards, all right? Just remember that. Now, the old videos that I have will show how to support the learning objectives to the North Carolina Standard Course of Study. But instead of you using the North Carolina Standard Course of Study that's illustrated in the videos, please refer to the Common Core Standards and Essential Standards. And I'm going to give you an example of how they appear when you make your postings. All right, and I'm going to give you guidelines, and as you post your information, I'm going to join in with you to post my examples on the Blackboard so that you can see how they appear. All right. Now, when you use the Common Core Standards, you may not need to use the Essential Standards, depending upon which subjects that you select. Now, some students may want to combine both Common Core and Essential Standards because that's what they want to do. But in this course, for this web quest, select a subject area, and that will depend upon which Common Core State Standards and Essential Standards that you will select, especially if you're selecting geometry and geography, which will include Common Core State Standards to cover the math, and then geography essential standards because it's a supplementary course. So it depends upon which ones you select. So remember, North Carolina Standard Course of Study is no longer active. That they've discontinued that line of curriculum standards. The new ones are the Common Core State Standards and Essential Standards. The old videos will illustrate that, but now I'm telling you to use the Common Core and Common Core State Standards and the Essential Standards. All right, here's an example for math. Like the Common Core State Standards, I've already placed the link so that you could go directly into it. It all depends upon you selecting the subject area. And I'm going to do it real quick. I'm going to refer back to, let me explain this. Here's the Common Core State Standards. All right, this is the title, Measure and Estimate Lengths in Standard Units. All right, so this means that if you're going to create a lesson, the Common Core State Standard focuses on subject areas or areas of focus that you're going to teach the students. In this case with math, if you're going to do something involving telling time or measurements with a ruler, you will look for the standard that supports your lesson or your learning objective. Okay, it's better to excuse me, it's better to create your learning objective first, and then in your learning objective, if you said something about what you're going to do in the lesson, because your learning objective is your guiding direction on how the students will learn a particular skill, because it's very important. You have to learn how to create learning objectives, and the video will show you how to do that. Measure the length of an object, and this is the standard right here, CCS content number 2 MDA academic .1. All right, that's the standard. All right, for Common Core State Standards. So you're going to have this in this form when you're dealing with math and English, because in the Common Core State Standard there's only 2 subject areas, math and English. All right. Let me give you an example. I'm going to go back to Blackboard. I'm going to go to the assignment section. And when I go into Module 4, which will be available, if you scroll down, all right, here's the Common Core State Standards, CCSS New Standards. Now, if you right-click, open a new window, all right, you'll see the Common Core Standards, all right. Now, when you see this, make sure that it's Common Core and it's highlighted, because it's white, because it's already there to let you know that it's the right link that you're looking for. You have your 2. Now, depending upon which subjects you're going to select for your posting, when you post your learning concept, you identify the subject areas. Common Core State Standard can be involved. All right, if you're going to involve math and English in your subject, then you have to use them. If not, then you just use just essential standards. For example, if you have a subject, a learning concept that you're using just essential standards, that means that you have chosen subject areas that do not include math and English. Okay, for example, you've chosen science and geography. Those are supported by essential standards. All right, but let's look at the Common Core Standards. You click on Common Core Standards. I'm going to select math because that's my area, but you can select English. Notice that it takes you to the area, the Common Core Standards. These are the 2 areas, again, it identifies to make sure that if you want to stay aligned. And this is a national website. All right, so all the states in this country, they're using these standards. All right, I'm going to click on Mathematics Standards, and see on the left you have your grade levels: kindergarten, grade 1, grade 2, and then you have the topics, areas of topic, math topics, areas of focus that you need to choose. Now let's use that same example under let's see, what did I do? I think I did. For example, if I want to go to second grade, I go into measuring data, right? And then I click on measurement data, which is the area of focus that's included in my learning objective, and I see the topics or the areas of focus that I'm looking for. All right, I look for the area of focus, and then here, this is my standard. You can highlight it, copy it, and then paste it inside your posting. And I'm going to show you an example as the days go by, and because we have about a couple of 2 or 3 weeks left. That'll give you plenty of time to complete the web quest and the other project, diversity collaboration project. All right, copy it and then paste it. All right, and now clarifying the objective. All right.